You're just starting out. Oh my gosh. And you have no solar. What are you using for light? Okay, you guys, here are some van life ideas for when you have little or no solar power. I'm going to show you what I'm doing right now because I lost my house battery, and I think it's going to be good for all of you beginners out there too. Okay, as you can see right now, a lot of you might have even heard of these things. They're called Luci lights. And I've had these for a very long time. I've used them on camping trips. And when I first started living in my van, this was my primary source of lighting. This one is the oldest one I have. And believe it or not, I actually bought it used. And it still works. It's taken a lot of abuse. Surprised it even still holds air. But what these things are like backpackers lights or camping lights. And they're deflatable and waterproof, and as you can see, they got a little solar panel on top, and they charge themselves. And this one looks pretty terrible. It's been through the ringer. This one's a newer one that I have, so it doesn't look quite so bad. And they have different degrees of lighting. Like, that's the lowest setting. This is a little bit higher. And then they have the emergency flashing lights, and then off. They also have an indicator on a lot of them. Not all of them, but this, and I'll get to that in a minute, but they have an indicator showing you how much battery life is left in it, which is great. I mean, and these, they're not perfect, but they're really good lights for what you get, and they're about $12 to $15 a piece for these little blow up kind. You could even get this one. I think this one's about 12 bucks, and it's a little one, and it also has different modes of lighting. And it has a red flashy light, and then it also has a red steady light, and then it'll turn off. And I absolutely love it. And the batteries last quite a long time in them. You can get at least a few hours out of each one as long as you keep them charged every day. After a while, though, just like anything else, the batteries wear out, and so they don't last quite as long. So that's why I ended up buying, so many of them. So when one goes out, I have another one. And then this one's a color changing one. For some reason, it doesn't want to stay inflated. That's another problem with them. They do stay functional for who knows how long. I mean, I've had this one now for about 4 years, and it was used when I got it, and it still works. But they don't always like hold up. They don't have the integrity of something that's more solid. But they still function. So what a lot of folks will do is they just cut this part off and still use the light and then put it inside of something else or whatever. But this one right here so far, even though it doesn't have a battery charge indicator, this is a Luci light as well, and it's my favorite out of all of them right now. And you could charge it with USB or with the solar panel, and it's awesome, and it has really nice lighting, kind of a diffused light, and it does get a little bit brighter. And a little bit brighter, and then of course it has the flashing mode as well. And I really like this, but the only thing I don't like about it is that it doesn't have the battery charge indicator. And then it you can just hold this thing up with, it's like a gear tie, so you can kind of wrap it around anything and hang it from everything. It's pretty cool. So I really dig that one. They also have ones like this that are more expensive. I think this one was like $20. I don't remember. I bought these a long time ago. I've had them around for quite a while, but I thought I would do a video on them just because I think that they're a good idea for people starting out that don't have a lot of power, or if they want to conserve their power for whatever reason. These are a good option. And also you can take them outside around the campfire and stuff, or just take them, like a lot of times I'll use this one right here for like a flashlight, and it works great. But yeah, the only thing I don't like about this is you can't tell how charged the battery is or how whatever. So I have to keep it charged all the time because I don't know how much I have left on it. They do make more expensive ones of these that actually will charge your phone. But I don't know, because I don't have one. I don't know how good they work, and I don't know if they have the battery charge indicator on them or not. And then we've got this older option that I was lucky enough to find at my thrift store. And And this is the Goal Zero Lighthouse, and I don't even think they make them anymore because I looked them up to see if I could find a link for you guys for this on Amazon or something, but I can't find it anywhere. All I can find are their smaller backpacker versions of this, which are great, which I'm thinking about trying out myself. But I really like this light. It is pretty bright. I've been charging it, so it's not as bright as it normally is. Usually it'll blind you. And then it's got this little red siren thingy. And it charges, it doesn't have a solar panel, but you can plug it into your solar or a cigarette lighter thing and charge it. And then it's got the USB for your phone, and you know, so you could charge your cell phone or whatever, or your tablet off of it. And then it has this neat thing on top. It's a crank called a dynamo, and I can't do it one-handed, but you crank this thing and it goes around and around, and it creates power to help charge the battery on the thing. And the thing is really cool. And I have another lamp that is similar to this that also has a dynamo, but it's on the side, and then the thing has a solar panel on top. But that thing is really old. They don't make them anymore at all. I can't find them anywhere, and it's really, really beat up. So, but I'll see if I can get it and show it to you guys. This one by far is my favorite out of the two lighthouse type lamps, because it has the solar panel on top, and it but as you can see, it's been really abused. It keeps falling down inside my van, and it keeps little pieces by pieces keep breaking off of it. But it's called a Solidyne lamp, and it's really awesome. And it used to have a crank on the side. I can still kind of wind it, but it has a charging dynamo on the inside too, like one of those crank radios. And it used to have a cord. When I bought it from the thrift store, it didn't have the cord anymore, but it had a cigarette lighter charger cord as well. So now all I can basically do is kind of sort of wind it and then put it in the sun to charge. And it still charges up, and I can still get a little bit of light from it. So anything like this I would recommend. But lately I've noticed that, you know, you can't get these bigger ones anymore, which I guess is fine. But yeah, those are my lantern ideas. And other than that, I use candles as well. So, and I also do, let me see if I can get it here, like string lights. Like these are like little Christmas lights. And then of course I have fairy lights. These fairy lights I actually put on a USB and hooked them up to my main power source. And I can also take them off and put them on battery packs whenever I need. So that's why, you know, I can still use them. And right now it's the daytime, and it's kind of overcast in here, you know, or around here, and it's kind of dark in here. So I have these lights on, so I can use them in the daytime. But at night, my battery won't hold a charge at all, so I can't use it right now. But yeah, so I use a lot of fairy lights. They work, you know, the kind with the little battery packs or whatever, and you know, and these kind of strip lights. I use that kind of stuff all the time because it's low draw. You don't use that much electricity when you're using this stuff. So I thought maybe I would do a little video on this to show you guys, just to give you some ideas on what I use. Now, I'm sure it's pretty obvious, you know, I mean, lighting doesn't have to be that complicated, but I just figure that it's important to put it out there. And like, even if you're like living in a sticks and bricks too, and your power goes out and you need some light at night, it's just a neat idea to have, you know, these kind of things around, you know, your house just in case. And like I say, when I have full solar power and I don't necessarily need these things, I keep them on hand anyway, just in case. And, you know, having them, you know, around the campfire or whatever is kind of nice too. And I'm sorry, but I don't care how many thousands of years go by or whatever, you still can't beat the ambiance of a good old candle or a lamp. You know, I don't have any oil lamps anymore, but if I did, then I would probably be using them too. I'm just scared to keep that kind of stuff in my van. But yeah, so there's candles, there's Luci lights, there's backpackers lights of all sorts, there's headlamps. I mean, there's, I could go on and on and on. So lighting, you know, if you guys are worried about when you first start out, lighting is not a problem. You can bring whatever kind of like lighting and camping gear kind of stuff that you've had from home. And that's why I do these videos sometimes, because I want to remind people is they don't have to go out and spend a boatload of money on all of this fancy dancy stuff, especially when they first, come out here, because they may not like it. So why spend a whole, wad of money on a van build if you don't like it? So just use what you got at home. Use your camping stuff, okay? And it could be new, it could be used, it could be really, really old, it could be, whatever, just whatever you have, and it'll work. You can make it work. So I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe and give me a great big thumbs up, and we'll talk to you later. All right, bye.